All right. So today on the Shana Lashay show, we got the GOAT, we got the family man, we got the entrepreneur, we got the veteran on Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm honored to serve.
That's first and foremost. And it's 11/11.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, that's my number. It's the Veterans Day. I'm like, this is first podcast being recorded and it's with you.
For sure.
We've been talking about this for years, so I'm super grateful that you're here.
It's an honor to be here.
So take me back to, since it's Veterans Day and we do have to, say thank you for that.
Yeah.
What is your official retired military name, as well as what did the military and serving your country teach you to now from service to a serial entrepreneur?
So my official retired status is Lieutenant Colonel, retired Jeff Witherspoon.
Boom.
The military taught me a lot. I'm from a small town, and from all the way to how I talked, how I presented myself, the military really gave me everything I needed to be an entrepreneur. Hardship, leadership, perseverance, everything that it takes to really run my own business. I was kind of trained through my military experiences. So I served 21 years in the military, thankful to still have all my limbs and all that good stuff. And again, thankful for all those who served with me. But I wouldn't be where I am today without the military.
So good. That first time that we met, I remember you mentioning a moment that you had with God and while you were serving.
Yeah.
Can you take me back to that?
Oh, we're going deep from the start.
Shoot.
Okay. Well, cool.
Might as well.
Let's get it. I was in Iraq on a deployment, and it was a tough deployment. And we had some things happen to my team and things like that. And I was laying on the rooftop, and I was just thinking about making it through each day. So my goal was just to make it through each day. At the time, I didn't have a family; it was just me, as just a single man. And my goal was just to make it through each day. And I remember that night I was laying on that rooftop, and I honestly hearing bombs go off in the distance. And I was just like, life is so precious. I can't let anything stop me from living life. I've already faced death so many times. What else is there to be afraid of? Why is failure so scary when I face death? So that kind of changed my life in an aspect of, if I'm not dead, what's to be scared of? So,
So then you get out with all these, talents that and these gifts and these want to pursue this whole fitness thing. So you go from serving your country, now you've got over, almost 220,000 Facebook members of a community. So how do you keep a community of that magnitude engaged?
It's a lot of work, and I think I always tease and talk to my team about Amazon. When you order a package from Amazon, you don't care what warehouse they had to go through. You don't care what shift they had to work to make it happen. You don't care what overtime had to be done. All you care is that when you push that button to hit order, that whatever you want is going to show up at your door when they said it's going to show up. Behind the scenes, I have a whole entire staff and team that manages so much. They work all the time. They work on weekends. They work at night. They work all over just to make sure that that group is maintained. It takes a lot of work. And so it seems like it's easy, or it may not seem like it's easy, but it takes a lot of work. And I'm just thankful for the people that I'm blessed to work with every day, because they make it seem easy. And they do a lot of things behind the scenes to make the group supportive and positive for everyone.
That's good. So how do you, back to the community question, how do you choose your community? Because we know time, we have to be intentional. Time is expensive. It is a gift. It is, it flies by. So how do you choose your community personally? And then how do you know when it's time to say, you know what, we grew for a season, but now it's time to go ahead and separate?
For me, I traveled around a lot for the military. So I wasn't able to keep a lot of deep bonds with people, because I was moving every year, and sometimes every other year. So throughout my 21 years, I moved so many times, it was hard to have those deep relationships. And I would almost envy people that had these friends that they had for 10, 12, 15 years. So for me, most of my friends have been my friends for a long time, from college or friends that I've met in my entrepreneurial, pursuits. Other entrepreneurs that just cling to me and I cling to them, and they wanted to help me, I wanted to help them. So really most of my inner circle is either people that I've known for my entire military career, my entire life, or entrepreneurs that we share a common bond with.
Got it. So most people don't know we actually met through real estate. You know?
Ah, man, hold on. All right, let me tell the story.
Yeah, back in the day. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was a young and up and coming real estate agent wanting to be great, and I stumbled upon greatness. And so it was tough.
Is that what Roy's saying right now?
No, it was tough to be a full-time military member, but wanting to do real estate on the side. I had a passion for it. It's something I wanted to do. And so, I just didn't have any mentors. I didn't have anybody telling me, how to do it, what to do. And so I just tried to look at other people to see what they were doing. And I came across your stuff. Instagram just put it in my face. And I was like, man, everything was so polished, so smooth. And I was like, man, well, how can I reach out without, I don't want to reach out like I'm trying to slide in your DMs. I wanted to reach out and get some help. And I did. And you were very professional. You were very excited to help a young up and coming agent. And that's how, this is 15 years ago. That's a long time. This is like long time ago. And so you were super excited to help me. And so I was able to return the favor when you came to Charlotte. And you said, hey, I'm pulling up to Charlotte. I was the first one to be here to help you and your husband move into your beautiful home. And so, we've got a lot of history, and I appreciate you.
Yeah. So take me back, because obviously, you and the fam played a huge role in what God did in one weekend of showing me Charlotte was for sure where we were headed. Because when we connected in real estate, you were in Kentucky.
Yep.
I was in Nashville.
Yeah.
And then several years later, boom, here we are. So back to your house that night when I met you in person and Danielle for the first time, I'm coming in and a little crazy, but at the same time, like how pivotal, when she looked at me and said, you're moving to Charlotte, like it was an anointing and here we are. You did help us move in here. Back to that crazy night. And I say that because, that was the first time that anything like that ever happened. Yeah,
because we communicated for the longest about real estate. I mean, almost years. And when you came to Charlotte, I had just finished a fitness show. So I was skinny and depleted and ready to eat some cake. And you came to the house with the rest of my friends celebrating that night. And it was just like we had been old friends for many, many years. And that was a sign to me too, that, you are meant to be where you are. And so you met my friends and my family and everybody immediately took to you. And I was like, this is where she belongs. She needs to come to the big city.
And that's just a reminder, you can pray for things and people will literally spit out like the next thing. I was not 100%. Ready, but the visions that had came to pass right there in the kitchen at the time. Take me back to, because I know a little bit, that drawing of that house that was the house in Vermilion, or not Vermilion, the Palisades that you had visioned or wanted a home similar to that, and then boom, no longer there. But as a part of hearing and speaking and believing in yourself and what you see, putting it on paper, and then boom.
I'm a big believer of positive mindset and visualization. Because if you have something you dream about, you want, and you want it strong enough or hard enough that you'll work for it, it will, God will align it for you and make it come true. And so I had a friend that lived next door to the home that I ended up purchasing that you came to see. And I remember driving into the neighborhood and just thinking like, man, this is amazing. I'm a small town guy, grew up in the country, trailer guy. And so just seeing these big homes and nice big streets and everybody's grass is manicured. It was almost like Mayberry in the old show. I was like, man, this is so nice. And so I prayed on that for many years to be able to do that for myself and my future family. I didn't have a family at the time, but that's what I wanted for when I would have a family. So fast forward, I got married, and that's the house that I was able to purchase for me and my wife. And so we still go by that house. We keep an eye on that house. We go drive by because that was our first home. It was a dream come true for me. And no matter where I'm at in life, I don't forget where I came from. That house is always going to be special to us. because that is where we started our foundation.
So, I was also born in a, small town trailer, right? And having these aspirations of not something's better than, but just believing in more.
Right.
What do you feel like, what's a mindset that you feel like you've had your entire life that?
This is a little bit of a interesting way to put it, so I hope I don't offend anybody. Joel Osteen once said that the people that you blame, you also have to thank. And so I wasn't a coddled child. I wasn't somebody that got a whole lot of lovey-dovey attaboys or praise. So I found that in myself. And so for me, I grew up wanting to push myself with nobody else pushing me. And that allowed me to be a self-motivator and a self-starter. So instead of letting challenges kind of hold me back, I flipped it. So those challenges push me forward. So I'm always challenging myself on what I feel like I'm capable of. I never want to sell myself short or not live up to the potential that I feel like God has for me.
That's good. How do you, all right, let's break it down to the business here, okay? We got so many moving things.
Right.
We got prepackaged meals. We got the fitness. We got the running. We got the kickboxing. We got, I mean, the coffee. How do you know when it's time to start something new or add on to what you've already grown? When is there a trigger that's like, all right, we've nailed this down, it's smooth like butter, and now let's go ahead and bring on?
I don't know if you have seen or your viewers have seen the Martha Stewart documentary, but she talks about finding where the need is, where the problem lies. And as an entrepreneur, that's what you have to perfect. You have to look at where your customers have a challenge. And if you always look at where your customers, your client, for me, my fitness family, where they have a challenge, that's where you need to go. And so everything that I do off my business came from a challenge. I started the fitness business based on people being challenged with losing weight. It was never even my intention to go into weight loss. I wanted to go into bodybuilding. But then friends would ask me, well, how do I lose weight? And so that became more of a request than bodybuilding. And so over time, I was like, well, how do I make it easier to lose weight? How do I keep solving that problem? And one of the big challenges with losing weight is food. That challenges everybody. In this country, food is easily accessible, and we're being pummeled with fast food, snacks, everything, no matter where we go. And so eating a healthy diet is really challenging for most Americans. So that's where my food came in. So presenting healthy meals to those trying to be healthy that are flavorful, but also really healthy and clean. That's where that came from, that need for good food. And then my run club came from the fact that there's so many run clubs. Even in Charlotte, there's so many run clubs. And there was no hub. There was nowhere to go. My run club is free. It don't cost nothing. But my run club is a hub that helps people find the run clubs in their area. So like when you move to Charlotte, if you were a runner, you got many run clubs in Charlotte. Well, how do you know which one to go to? If there's a hub and we can tell people, hey, what are you interested in? We can help guide you to the right run club. Or we also get discounts for big races because we have a large group. So we have almost 40,000 people, I believe, in my free run club. And so when we bring that, a large amount of people to a big race, the race sponsors will give us discounts that we can pass on to our members so they can go and save a little bit of money because it's not cheap to do these marathons, half marathons, and 5Ks.
Dang. I didn't, a hub, because I'm not, I mean, I like to run just in the community as part, but I've not been a part of a run club per se. So all the moving pieces. So how do you feel, everybody, it's right. You've got a challenge. How do you solve it? That's, if you can solve someone's problem, then you've got a business there. What do you feel like, even like down to the food, having 3 children over here, a business, do a showing, and then obviously it's like fast food because it's fast, right? Where we don't, Chick-fil-A is like, that's the thing. But here we do a lot of meal preps. We do a lot of salads and eggs and stuff. But how do you feel, it's already being thrown down our throats, but then our lifestyles of American, whether, you have kids or not, the hustle out here and the time, what do you feel like is a tip that you can give that, it's worth? You can meal plan. You can be busy, but you can still do that,
I would say, I don't give anybody a hard time behind just making it work. Because my mom had to just make it work, and a lot of people in my life just had to make it work, and sometimes that does include fast food. But the goal is to try, when you do have the time, to give a healthy meal to your children and get a healthy meal for yourself. And so it's always about just trying to be a little bit better each day and making healthier choices. So if you do go the fast food route, look for the healthier items, the grilled nuggets, the kale salad, speaking of Chick-fil-A, the grilled nuggets, the kale salad, and the fruit cup. You don't have to get the fries and the sandwich.
Right.
And so again, just looking at how you can make a little bit healthier choices. And one of the biggest, easiest health choices you can make is drinking water. People don't understand how drinking water just would change your life. Get more water into your system. And then once you are able to sit down, you have a weekend where you don't have much going on, try to prioritize your health. Do some meal preps, like you said. Get your kids involved. Get your husband involved. Try to make it a family thing, because those habits that you set will pass down to your children.
So I know I'm not looking like it right now, but
come on.
Before baby number 3, I mean, your program changed our lives since 2017. It changed our marriage. It changed our health. It changed the way that I see food. Like, it's fuel now, right? Like, you know, the kids can get a little treat every once in a while, but I'm like, baby, it's not even worth it, you know? So trying to get back on track. All right. But I want people to know that when they sign up for E2M, it's not just a weight loss or a fitness program, or it changes your mentality, which changed marriages, which changed spiritual moments, because you are pushing yourself to the limit. Do you have, obviously I know you have so many stories. I mean, 220,000 people here, you know? What is a humbling story for you that you know you've made such a huge impact on someone?
My biggest thing is watching someone take the tools and go off and do it for a long time with those tools. Because as a trainer, I don't want to hold you hostage forever. That's not my goal. If you stay and hang out in my community for a long time, great. Love to have you, love to keep you. But my goal is almost like teaching a man or woman to fish. I want you to go out and get your own fish. Because once you learn the tenets of being healthy, that's it. And most people talk about sustainability with being healthy. It's because they don't adopt those healthy practices. If you learn what foods make your body feel better, what foods make your body slimmer or trimmer or more muscular, that's the ticket. That's the sauce right there.
Do more of that.
Exactly. If you learn what type of workouts you enjoy more, do those. If you enjoy what type of cardio you enjoy more, do that. Once you get those tools, I almost want my job to be done. I want to be a cheerleader. I want to see more people go out and be able to use those tools and be healthy for a long time. And those are the stories that always inspire me. When I've seen somebody that went from a couch potato, not wanting to work out, busy mom, a lot of things going on in their lives, to prioritizing their health, which turns around to their children now wanting to go out and walk with them and run with them now setting the pace for what their children's lives will be in the future. Because at this point in life, when you're raising children, everything you do is being watched. The habits that you have is being passed down to them. And they may grow up and do their own thing, but as a child, they're watching what their parents do. And if you're a healthy person and you're in the movement and exercise and taking care of your body and taking care of your health, it could and should pass down in some way or form to your children.
And that's kind of back to the question earlier that I want to hear from you, because right now I feel like we're in a position where we are eliminating some people in our lives, right? So when you know you've got kids, they want to go have a play date. Well, just because the kids are friends doesn't mean that I need to be friends with the parents, right? And making sure that we cut off certain habits because they're watching. So every time I get over here, you know, so how do you how do you let down people? I mean, do you just stop responding? Because I feel like that's how I've kind
You're
of.
a people person.
I'm a people person.
You got people skills.
But I've understood how many people that have taken my time more than I needed. I needed to set boundaries.
Yeah. You know, one of the gifts and curses for me is that I just don't have time. And so I have to be very mindful with my time. I don't have time to invest in people that are not going to benefit my life. I don't have time to invest in conversations that don't benefit my life. I don't have time to invest in people's thought processes that don't better my life. I only get one. Every day, I won't get that day back. So if it's a person that's negative, complaining, whining, I've seen little kids in third world countries that don't have clean water. I'm not going to empathize with you very often. I've seen people that lost legs in combat, arms in combat, people that lost their mental health in combat. I just won't have much sympathy for you if you just have an inconvenience. And that makes you really mad. I don't have sympathy for you. I appreciate that you have something going on, but it's hard for me to feel like that's really the end of the world. And so for me, I try to keep my circle of friends, people who are trying their best, not perfect, nobody's perfect, trying their best to be positive, trying their best to help others, trying their best to do the best they can to live the best life they can for themselves and for their families. And so my limited time is filled with positive people.
Fill it with positive people.
100%.
So what's a setback that you feel like you overcame? Because everybody, I mean, we have so many setbacks that are going to stick, and then some are going to, you get to get through them, you know?
Nobody has ever asked me that question. I've been on a lot of podcasts and all that, and nobody's asked me that question. I'll tell you, I used to have a stuttering problem. I'm on camera in front of thousands of people, different times. I've been a keynote speaker, all that. But I had a severe stuttering problem. I had it from in high school. I would hate to read out loud in class and all that. And so I had to work on that. A lot of people just see the end product. They don't see all the work that the person had to do. They just say, oh, you're here. But they don't see the dirt. They don't see the grind. They don't see. I'm going to finish that thought process. But have you ever seen the Shawshank Redemption?
It's been a minute, but yes.
Yeah. So for those of you who didn't see that, you know, Andy Dufresne, the one of the stars in the movie, he had to crawl through the sewer to get to freedom. A lot of people ain't crawling through no sewer to get to freedom. And that's a metaphor for life. A lot of people just see him on the beach at the end, but they don't realize he had to crawl through poo-poo to get to freedom. And you wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that, but he did that. So for me, I had to make sure that if I wanted a better life for myself, I wanted to be a better leader in the military, I wanted to be able to stand in front of my soldiers and lead them better, I had to get rid of my stutter. So I went to Toastmasters over and over again. I put myself out there. I would stand in front of my Toastmasters groups. I was in Toastmasters in different places in my military career, and I would get out there and I would say, hey, let me do a prepared speech. I want to do one. I would push myself to get out there and get over that challenge. And over the years, I was able to do it with God's grace.
Wow, I didn't know that, friend. Yeah. So, so everybody's got a setback right now in some form, and it could be something as pivotal as that, or it could be, you know, something that we don't even have any control over, a family member or whatever. What do you feel that people need to constantly remind themselves? Is it the beach scene? Is it you? Is it that we have to keep in mind so that we get through the sewer? You know, like how do you inspire someone? Because these setbacks, man, it can be real dark. It can seem, you can feel it in here. You know that you can do something or achieve something, but.
I don't want to give you too many analogies, but there's another picture I can paint for you. It's a horse tied to a chair. That horse won't move because it doesn't know that that chair can't hold it back. But mentally, the horse feels like that chair can hold him. Sometimes we feel like our obstacles are so big. Our challenges are so big, we just can't get over them. Our setbacks are so big. But sometimes if you have a bigger mindset, a bigger want, a bigger will, you'll realize that big roadblock is only a speed bump.
Bloop.
That's it. Let's go over it.
I mean, can y'all with this guy? I mean, he is spitting knowledge left and right.
Good,
always spitting knowledge. So what do you feel, how do you, and I know me and the wife used to say the balance word, but we didn't really believe in it because it's hard to say balance when at all times you're kind of off balance, you know? How do you juggle, you know, being a husband, being a father, being a serial entrepreneur, knowing that you have so many people that look up to you to really push them to be greater in all areas of life, What's your daily routine? What do you start with to make sure?
I don't have balance. I don't have balance at all. I don't have any balance. I haven't had balance for years. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. When people see a snapshot of your life, they think that's what it's about. I always tell people about the highlight reel. You see the end result. You see the things, the material things, the assessment you make of somebody in your head of success, but you don't see the work. I'm always working. I don't stop working. I don't know when holidays are. I'm working every single day. And I try to make sure that when I have time, my time belongs to my wife and my daughter. But I don't have time for things. I don't have hobbies.
Right.
I'm working because I have a goal. And I want my goals to be accomplished so bad that that's where my life is at right now. And so balance for me is a challenge. It's something I'm transparent with and I'm honest about. But I'll tell people, you can't want to be successful and set boundaries on what it will take to become that. So you got to make a choice. What you want to be is going to require something. You got to put some skin in the game. And if you don't want to put skin in the game, don't be sad or depressed that you can't have the thing because you just don't really want it.
Right.
If you really want it, you do everything it takes to get it. A lot of people say, I'll do whatever it takes to get something. I always smile when I hear that statement. I'll do whatever it takes. Do you understand that there's a difference between you'll do whatever is comfortable versus doing whatever it takes? A lot of people they'll do a lot all the way up into the point of discomfort. Then they'll stop. But if you talk to anybody that reached any level of success, oh, it's uncomfortable, baby. It's a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain, a lot of drama, a lot of stress. But you just see the success.
And this generation too, I feel like they just want to be here and they don't realize like this process, right? There is a process to everything. And success is no different, you know, even the challenges, there's a process working through these challenges. What's an advice, not just with an entrepreneur, but for life, a mindset that everyone should have? Not maybe, you need this because it's going to help you.
From an entrepreneurial standpoint, what I've learned, and this is probably one of my key takeaways, is you can't be an expert at everything. You can't be the best at everything. I remember, it's so funny because I used to hate this so much. My senior year in high school, I was in a newspaper. I was excited, man. Newspaper, I was in there for running track and I did a lot of events. And this was like going into my senior year. And the newspaper write-up, the first line, it was like Witherspoon, a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And I was like, why you gotta say it like that?
Right. Getting the left part of that out. Yeah.
But you know, I was doing long jump, I was doing high jump, I was doing hurdles, I was doing sprint, I was doing relays. I was doing a lot to get points for the team, but there wasn't any one thing that I was the best at. So I took that and I was like, well, what am I going to be the best at? So when I got my scholarship to the Citadel and I was running track for them, I picked my races that I wanted to be the best at, and I won the conference in those races. But I feel like a lot of people are too spread out and they're hopping from one idea to the next. You got to be laser focused on what you feel like is best. And sometimes it may require you talking to someone that you respect and you look up to help you figure out what you're really best at, what you're really suited for. Because some people spend a lot of time on things they're not really the best at. So getting an outside opinion about things that you want to chase and pursue will keep you from spreading yourself thin, trying to do 10 things, when you can be a master of one.
One thing. There's a book. I have it upstairs. I forget who wrote it, but the one thing, focusing on one thing. You know, being in real estate or, you know, design work, there's nothing on the walls right now. I had it painted and I haven't hung anything. Man. I haven't hung up anything.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I come home after doing that for everyone else and I'm like,
Yeah.
Do you get to the point where like you've been in, obviously you got the fitness on lock, but sometimes it's like you do it so much, or you like, you still got to push yourself to do it for yourself, knowing you're giving it to everybody else?
I talked about this recently. I always find it challenging to take care of my own health. And people will understand this on a high level. If you go into a hospital, any hospital across America, you'll see an unhealthy doctor, you'll see an unhealthy nurse. And these are people that they know.
We're trusted.
They know. They see it every day. But a lot of people get caught up in the cycle of helping others so much, they don't make time for themselves. A ton of my clients are doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals. And people, they're like, oh man, they don't need a personal trainer. They do. Because that's sewing into themselves. That's self-care. Being able to have somebody to help you when you're helping everyone else. When you're pouring from your cup to everybody else, that helps them, have somebody pour into their cup. And so,
it's just part of it. You just got to push through that.
This is one of those things, man. You just gotta push through it.
Push through it. How are we doing on time? We doing good?
You guys are at 32 minutes.
All right.
So
cool.
That's a pretty good.
That's a long one.
That's good. All right, that's the last question.
All right, cool.
What's next?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm asking. We might not even get we not get the tea, but
for me, I've been able to learn a lot as an entrepreneur. There's some things that I got right and some things that I didn't get right. And so right now, what I want to focus on is really streamlining and taking the current businesses that I have to the next level. Growing is challenging. Change is challenging. Change is tough for me and my clients. And so I'm trying to solidify all of my businesses for the long term. A lot of businesses don't last. And when people don't realize this, and it's a stat that I don't think that people appreciate. If you look at any kind of fitness program or fitness thing, 5 years. 5 years is normally the max. You don't see that thing. And a lot of gyms don't even last 5 years. And so, coming up, I'm in my 6th year now of doing this. And, I was faced a lot of challenges with keeping my business going. And, a lot of people, when it comes to rational thought, sometimes you got to keep a business going. You got to do what you got to do. And that's really tough. So what I've been focusing on is trying to keep my clients happy while keeping my businesses going and taking my business to the next level.
That's awesome. And I'm sure based on, you going out, you already surpassed that stat now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of these days you could see why it would have got too tough for some people to keep the doors open or to keep pursuing what that goal was.
The biggest thing with fitness and health, and it's, I'm no different. I see it myself. You can have something that works, but people always want something new. You always want something different. And so I've done some talks and really deep investigations on the impact of Ozempic and different weight loss meds. It impacted my business. It impacted a lot of the fitness world. I don't say anything negative. I support it. I feel like if it's something that helps somebody, it's no different than any other medication. But it definitely brought a challenge to my personal business. Me being focused on weight loss.
Right.
It brought a challenge because some people say, okay, that might be an easier option for me. I don't want to do a weight loss program. I'd rather just take this medication. But I'm trying to help build upon the idea that you need both. Medications help. Same way if you went and got medication for, your cholesterol, your blood pressure. That's not the answer. It's only a bridging strategy so you can get healthy enough to not need those medications anymore.
Right.
So weight loss meds are a bridging strategy for people who are challenged with food noise and being able to eat healthy, all those things. It's a bridging strategy so that you can block out the noise, block out some of the things that challenge you so you can actually be healthy enough to not be on those medications for life. And that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Is it good?
I would just say something like, well, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll catch you next time for our next episode, but really appreciate it, or something like that. Just close it up.
I'm so appreciative. You've changed my life. You've changed so many people's lives, but from 2016, new agent or whatever forever ago to just everything, you've just been a huge mentor in my life that I do look up to. And I'm grateful that, hey, if I got a question, I feel like I'm going to get the honest. So I appreciate you taking your time today on a special day and giving us the truth. So I appreciate it.
I was happy to return the favor because we started out with you mentoring me. If you don't mind, I would always love to take the opportunity to thank my clients and thank the people that support me. The fitness business is very difficult and it's hard to survive. It's hard to keep it going and it's hard to have a business that's related with health and fitness. So to all of my clients out there who may be watching this, thank you so much for supporting me and supporting my business. I appreciate you guys.
And I know if you followed me for some time, you've seen me and Roy dropped bodies off this program.
Yeah.
So go check out E2M. It's an incredible tool, like you said, to change your life mentally, physically, spiritually. It's an amazing thing. And I've said it for years, but I'm going to keep saying it. That's the GOAT right there. So here we are.
Thank you, guys.